Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, sir.
Good morning. So yesterday we have
Morning, sir.
talked about function. Okay, this is not part of module 3, but little bit knowledge of function is required. That's why we have created one function and ask. This function has completed for your section, Anna? Yes or no?
No, sir.
It
No,
is not.
sir.
No, sir.
And storage class?
No, sir.
No idea. Let me check B section downloads. A B section. Okay. On Monday, your class was there, and after that, no classes. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let us start with I had explained continue and break. Okay.
Yes, sir. Break and continue.
Break and continue. After that, there are something. So this break tells about permanent break and continue is short break. Okay. Then come to logical operator. So there are varieties of logical operators available like and or. So this x to the power y, this is a program, and who has written I don't know, but that fellow has written the program like x to the power y, and this caret symbol is there, but this will do exclusive or. Okay, instead of calculating power. So this is the operator. Now it returns means logical operator. It returns true if both condition is true. Returns true if either of its conditions are true, and logical not whatever is there. If true is there, it will return false. So true and false will give you false. True and true will give you true. True or false will give you true, and false or false will give you false. Okay. And then, so let me show you by example also. So it is much better why I am talking about these operators and what do you mean by these operators. Okay. So better to go by programming. So now, if this is a program and I'm writing one more program, logic. So new, save logic. Okay, so in this program, I had written several values and I want to print something. A equals to 1, B equals to 0, C equals to something else, integer, C equals to A and B. Okay, this is our problem. Now, if you are going to run this problem, and I am printing %d, comma, C. So what will be the output here? It will print 0. Some error is there. Semicolon. Yes or no? So this 0 will be printed, and let us write something, some more outputs. Yes. %d and %d equals to %d. So instead of writing anything, I'm writing 1, 1, 0. Hello. Good morning, sir. Good morning. हाँ क्लास चल रही है. अच्छा फिजिक्स में. ओके. हाँ. अच्छा ठीक है, मैं चेक कर लूँ. ठीक है, बिल्कुल. ठीक है. ओके. ठीक. बिल्कुल. ठीक है. हाँ, ठीक है. बिल्कुल सर, मैं देख लेता हूँ. ओके सर, ओके. Okay. So this is a program. Here in this program, you can see that I'm writing 1, 1 and 1 and 1. Okay. So what will be the output? 1 and 1. And let me show you output for all the variables. This is 1, 0. Another is 0, 1. Okay. This must be 0, 0, 0, 0. And better to put. And then finally, last one is 1 and 1. So this is written wrong, incorrectly. Now it is correct. So here you can see the different outputs. Okay. Everything is coming 1. How it is possible? Zero, 0 must be 0. 1 and 1. I don't know what is the reason. Okay, A is written as 1. So A and A. Let me try to do this. Oh, yes. Correct. 0 and 0. 0 and 0. 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. Now, so here you can see that logical operator 0 and 0 will give you 0, 0 and 1 will give you 0, and 1 and 0 will give you 0, and 1 and 1 will give you 1. Yes or no? You can see, and if you have doubt at any place, any column, just ask, immediately ask. No doubt?
No, sir.
Then it is much better for me. Now let us check for OR operator. OR. In place of this, I am putting
Sir, it gives 0, 1, 1, 1.
yes. This will give you 0, 1, 1 and 1. Okay. So let us see. 0 or 0 is 0. 0 or 1 is 1. 1 or 0 is 1. And 1 and 1 is 1. One more, last one. This is our, even one more is required, but let us see. This is exclusive or caret symbol. हेलो, मैं क्लास के बाद बात करना, ठीक है? 11:15 बजे. Now tell me what will be the output here? Anyone? Oh, this is OR. Yes. Nobody is interested. So this is our program. Okay. Here you can see that 0 exclusive or 0 is 0 and 1 exclusive or 1 is 0. And remaining all other values are 1, 1. Okay. Similarly, not 1 equals to 0, not 0 equals to 1. Sometimes question may ask like A is given as 11 and B is given as 9. What will be the answer of this? 11 or 9. Okay. If I am writing, what will be the answer of this? This is, yes, tell me, anyone? यहाँ दिया हुआ है ना सब? A is 11, B is something, and C is given. What will be the output? So the output will be 11 is written as 1011 and 9 is written as 1001. So the output is 2. Okay. So let me show you how 2 will be coming. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Say 2.
सर
चलो
यहाँ
दूसरा
नॉट गेट
हाँ क्या चीज
सर ये नॉट गेट है यहाँ पर
नोट कैसे है मींस नॉट ओके कहां पर नॉट कैसे है नॉट 1 एंड नॉट 0
यस
नॉट 1 is 0 and not 0 is 1.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yes or no?
Yes, 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 sir.
Okay, so let me tell you another example, that is 5 times 1 and 4 times 1. Don't go on this. Let me write A equals to 15 and B equals to 7. What will be the output? The answer will be 8. Okay, let us see. अब ये कौन सी मैथमेटिक्स में बता रहा हूं जिसमें कि ये आंसर आ रहे हैं? Anyone is having any clue? नहीं पता है तो नहीं बोलो, पता है तो पता है बोलो, ताकि मैं आगे बढ़ूं। टाइम पास करने का कोई मतलब नहीं है। ये क्वेश्चन आ गया तो फेल हो जाओगे।
सर
sir.
यस और
15 को
नो?
हम लिख सकते
A
हैं
minus
1
B.
1 1,
हाँ, यस,
और जो 7 होगा उसको हम लिख सकते हैं 1, सॉरी 0 1 1 1।
हाँ,
तो
तो यस
15 minus 7 equals to 8.
देखिए यहाँ पर क्या था, और भी हम ऑपरेशंस देख लेते हैं तो क्लियर कट समझ में आ जाएगा। जैसे ए और बी हमने लिखा है ना? यदि हम यहाँ एंड करते हैं तो इसका आउटपुट क्या आएगा? इसका आउटपुट हमेशा लॉजिकल फॉर्मेट में आता है। 15 and 7 will give you, okay, there is some problem. Here you must write A and. So two different operations are there, fine. And the answer is 1. 15 and 7 is 1. Okay. Even 15 or 7 is also 1. 15 or 7 is also 1. But in another case, so this is all about logical operator. So let me give one more slide for this. And I had explained several times, several days before. This is logic A, B, and Y. Y is the output. I am not going to draw the circuit diagram. 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. And this is A and B. Output of A and B, okay, is equals to Y. So this is 0, 0, 0, and 1. Whenever both the condition are 1, then only it will give you output 1. Now come to A, B, and Y for A or B. Okay. If you are using discrete mathematics, then it is written as A and B. And this is A or B. Okay. In terms of discrete mathematics, it will come in next semester. So 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. So what will be the output? 0, 0 will give you a 0, and 0 or
0
1.
1
It will give you 1, 1 or 0, 1, 1 or 1, 1. Fine. So this is one thing. Now come to next. Not. Not will give you A and Y equals to A naught or not A. Okay. In terms of C language, it is not A. So what will be the output? If it is 0, then it will be 1. If it is 1, then it will be 0. All these operators are cumulative. Cumulative means, suppose I am writing 15 and 7. So what is the value of 15? 1, 1, 1, 1. What is the value of 7? 1, 1, 1. What is the output? Output is always, actually it is, if we are going bit by bit, it will give you 0. But it is not like that. It says if any number is there, if any number other than 0 is there, then output is always 1. Okay. If 0 and 0 will be given, then output is 0. Otherwise, all other outputs are 1. But in case of, I am omitting this because you will unnecessarily be confused. Okay. Now come to A, B, and Y. Y is A exclusive OR. This is this plus is the symbol of exclusive OR, and it is written in C language with some different term. I will show you. So A plus B. Okay. So 0, 0 will give you 0. Exclusive means whenever the values are same, then it will give you output as 0. And if the values are different, then it will give you output 1. If different values are there, then output will 1. And then if the same inputs are there, then output is 0. Now, if you are writing 17 and suppose 15, okay. So what will be the output? So what is the equivalent of 17? 1, 1, 1, 1 is 15. And no, this is not 17. This is 15. Let me calculate 17. 2 8s are 16, 2 4s are 0, 2 2s are 2 1s are, and 2 zeros are. So this is our answer. 1 and these many times 0. Now this is answer. Yes or no? You know how to calculate from binary
Yes.
decimal to binary.
Yes, sir.
Now, now based on this truth table, this is known as truth table. Okay, truth table. Just calculate the value. What is the value of 1 and 1? 0. 1 0 1 1 0 1 and 1 0 1 and this 0 1 is 1. What is the answer? Answer is 30. Yes or no? If we are going to calculate this value, okay, this is equivalent symbol. This is written in C statement for 17 plus 15. Okay, so the answer is 30. देखें इसको चेक करके.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
तो ये तभी बनेगा जब आप लोग को न्यूमेरिकल सॉल्व करते बनेगा, है ना. अब मैं ये एक अलग प्रोग्राम रखता हूं और एक केवल लॉजिक को समझने के लिए एक अलग प्रोग्राम बना देता हूं, क्योंकि इसमें बहुत सारी वैल्यूज है. जो पहली बार देख रहे हैं उन लोगों को बहुत ही ज्यादा लग रहा होगा. Save logic 2. Now, what is the value of A is 17 and B is 15. Okay, and A or B will give you 1. I told you that it will give you 1. Will give you 1. Now come to next value. If I am putting a caret symbol over here, this is bitwise operator actually. Bitwise means bit by bit it will calculate. Okay, and there is a bitwise OR also. So we will see it later. Now the answer is 30. Yes or no? Don't go here. It is written by me now. Any doubt? Clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me move ahead. So this is all about logical operators. Okay, now come to confusing equality operator. What is equality operator? Equality operator and assignment operator. See, whenever you are using this line of code, if pay code equals to 4, It means it is checking whether the value of pay code is 4 or not. Okay, so this is check. And printf, you got a bonus. Checks pay code if 4 is if it is 4, then bonus is awarded. But in next condition, actually it is very, very dangerous. Why it is dangerous? Because here we have put only single. Okay, so whatever we are putting pay code, because if is binary kind of thing, okay, it will either return 0 or 1. So because if value of pay code is given as 4, okay, so this will assign pay code to 1, pay code to 4, and this will return actually 1, because this is true. The value is there, that is why this is true. Okay, the value is there, that is why this is true, and true is always 1, and that's why this code is also executed regardless of any other thing. So if pay code equals to 4, then it will give a bonus. This sets pay code to 4. 4 is non-zero, so expression is true. Always remember, whenever non-zero expression is there, then it will return a true value, and bonus is awarded no matter what the pay code is or was. It is a logical error, not the syntax error, because syntactically it is written correct, but logically it is not written correct. So be careful and don't confuse with equality and assignment operator. So now come to L values and R values. What is the L value and what is R value? So whatever written in left hand side, it is known as L value, and whatever written in right hand side, it is R value. So you can write X equals to Y equals to X, but you cannot write X equals to 4, you can write, but 4 equals to X, you cannot write. This is against the rule of L value and R value. Okay, so this is L value and R value. Fine. Now come to a structured program summary. What is a structured program? So let me delete some annotations, or yes. So these annotations are deleted from here also and from here also and from here also. So there are certain principles, okay, in structured programming. So I will show you each principle one by one. Whatever written in this formatted programming structure, it is coming under structured programming, and C is structured programming language. It is easier than unstructured program, okay, to understand, test, debug, and modify. If a program is written very straightforward, then you won't be able to understand. It must be written in a structured way. Rules for structured programming. So there are rules. It is not necessary to remember all these rules, but it is in your practice. Okay, by default, it is in your practice. Okay. So it is easier than unstructured program to understand, test, debug, and modify. These are the rules for, there are rules. What are the rules? Rules developed by programming community. Okay, it is developed by programming community, not by the C compiler inventor. Then only single entry and single exit control structures are used. Suppose this is our program. This is our program, and this program has if structure and true and false branching, and then certain statement, and after that it will stop. Okay, So what is the meaning of single entry and single exit? From this place to this place, only a single entry. This is single entry. Okay, this is single entry, and this will be the single exit. This is exit point. Okay, the exit point of these program, two exit points are given, but at a time you can exit from either true or false. That's why it is known as single entry and single exit point. Clear or not?
Clear, sir.
Now come
Yes,
to,
sir.
now come to rules. Begin with simplest flowchart. Begin with simplest flowchart means this is the simplest flowchart. Just write your abstract statement over here. Now, any rectangle can be replaced by two rectangles. Now, suppose a program is for a uh, a equals to a plus b plus c. Okay, so you can convert this into two statements, two rectangles. What are the two rectangles? A equals to a plus b, and second statement is a plus c. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So this is how you can convert. So this is second thing. Any rectangle can be replaced by any control structure. Means this rectangle can be replaced by any control structure. Like if a is negative, then it will not do anything. Or if a is positive, then what will be done by this? So any rectangle can be converted into if else, switch, while, do while. Suppose you want to enter multiple number of times the particular value. If you want to enter multiple number of times, then you can use while, for, or other thing. That's why initially we start with simplest, then we convert it into some other statements, and then we come to convert it into looping and branching sort of thing. Okay, then rules 2 and rules 3 can be applied in any order and multiple times. It depends on you. Why we are using this statement? This is for validation. Okay, suppose marks cannot be awarded, marks cannot be awarded as this constant. Yes or no? Agree or disagree? मार्क्स 0 से कम मिलते हैं क्या आप लोगों को?
No, sir. No, sir.
No,
तो
sir.
एग्री, हाँ, नो नो बोलो ना, नहीं तो फिर मैं 0 से कम मार्क्स दे दूंगा, क्या मतलब रहेगा? है कि नहीं? हर बात तुम लोगों को नेगेटिव साइड से समझानी पड़ती, पॉजिटिव साइड से समझाना चाहिए ना मुझे. Okay, so marks cannot be less than 0. That's why we can, if a person is enter two numbers. Okay, now scan app person D, address of A, address of B, person D. But here I can put one if statement that if the marks is less than 0, then it will ask user, please re-enter the marks. Okay, like this program, this PowerPoint is running forever. जब तक मुझे चाहिए तब तक ये रन होता है. जब तक कि मैं राइट हैंड साइड की क्लोज बटन ना क्लोज कर दूं, तब तक ये रन होता ही रहता है. सो ये किसके अंदर आता है? ये डू वाइल के अंदर आता है. डू वाइल लूप चलते रहता है, और डू वाइल लूप के कारण ये प्रोग्राम फॉरएवर एग्जीक्यूट होते रहता है. ठीक है. So here let us see the rules in very simple form. This is your terminal statement. Okay, this box is A's box are there. This is your terminal structure. Okay, this is used for start and stop. Actually, it must be like this. Fine, but due to some problem, it is not like this. Now, this is our action. So suppose this is action. This action can further be divided into action 1 and action 2. Now this action 1 can be further divided into action 1.1 and action 1.2 and then action 2. Okay. And again action 1.1. So many action 1.1 and suppose this is for action 2.8. So multiple actions we can divide. Fine. So initially जब आप program बनाते हैं, whenever you are constructing a program, initially it is very simple like this. Now it will go further and it will break into several statements. Now if the statements are broken into several parts, it is our duty that to replace this structure, to validate this structure, whether a is less than 0 or not. If it is 0, then go ahead. If it is not 0, okay, if it is not 0, then do something else, okay. And this action can further be divisible by multiple if else's, okay. So this is replace any rectangle with control structure. It may be for, it may be while, it may be do while, okay, or anything else. So this is our structured programming principle. So here it is written in flowchart also, and it is written in verbose also. All programs can be broken down into three control structures. Sequence. What is sequence? It is handled automatically by compiler. Like I want to calculate a equals to a plus b and a equals to a plus c. This is one dedicated sequence. And this is combination of a equals to a plus b plus c. Okay. This statement is further divided into two different actions. Action number 1 and action number 2. If you calculate, the result will be same. This is this and these are the similar structure. Now selection. If else or switch. Now further modification to this program, I am only interested in positive number. So I am checking whether a, b or c is greater than 0 or not, greater than or equals to 0 or not. Okay. If it is true, then go ahead. If it is false, then ask for re-enter. Fine. So this is if else or switch case structure. Repetition, while, do while or for. Suppose you want to print table of 2 ones are 2 twos are 4, 6, 8, likewise up to 20. So for this purpose, you know that each and every iteration is 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 10. And the result is in terms of 1 multiplied by 2, 2 multiplied by 2, and 10 multiplied by 2. Yes or no? So this is repetition. Until certain condition comes, it will execute the structure till that condition becomes false. Can only be combined in two ways. Nesting, that is rule 3. Rule 3 says that you can create multiple if-else structure using simple action. Stacking, you can use multiple sequences. This is example of stacking. This first step is the example of stacking. Okay, stacking. And this is example of branching. Fine. So this is you can do. Any selection can be rewritten as if statement, and any repetition can be rewritten as while statement. So you can select, you can use if for selection, and repetition can be replaced by while statement. Okay. So if you are unable to understand this concept, no worry. You are doing this in practice. Okay. You are doing this in practice, but it is very simplest thing that we are using only these three things: sequence, selection, and repetition. Always remember 3 S square R. Okay, what is this? Sequence, selection, and repetition. Repetition is used with the help of while, do while, and for. Then repetition, there is no specific structure. Then selection. For selection, if else, case, and go to. These are the selection structures. Okay, so you can use likewise. So up to this point, if you have any doubt, you can ask. There is 1 minute.
सर एक बार स्लाइड पीछे कर दो.
I need to back one more slide or this slide is okay?
Yes, sir. One more.
Now it is clear.
Yes, sir.
So no doubt till now.
No, sir.
Okay. So let me explain this particular word. Already explained in English, but for Hindi medium people, very simple thing is that कि आपके पास क्या क्या चीजें रखी हुई है. You have start and stop. Okay. This box is used for start and stop. कई बार मैंने बताया है कि ये स्टार्ट और स्टॉप के लिए यूज होता है, इसको बोलते हैं टर्मिनल. अब आपके पास जो भी एक्शन है वो इस बॉक्स में लिखी होती है. हमने इनपुट और आउटपुट को कहीं पर भी नहीं शो किया है, हम सिर्फ एक्शन की बात कर रहे हैं और हम सिर्फ फ्लो चार्ट में एक्शन को देख रहे हैं. ये एक्शन जो है मल्टीपल एक्शंस में बदल सकती है. ठीक है, जैसे मैंने आपको ए इक्वल्स टू ए प्लस बी प्लस सी का एग्जाम्पल बताया, ए इक्वल्स टू ए प्लस बी प्लस सी का एग्जाम्पल बताया. सो दिस स्टेटमेंट कैन बी फर्दर broken down into a equals to a plus b and a equals to a plus c. okay, but इसके बाद ही ये एग्जीक्यूट होगा तभी सही आंसर आएगा. दोनों पैरेलल में एग्जीक्यूट करेंगे तो आंसर इज नॉट करेक्ट. ओके, नाउ अब आपके पास अगला प्रॉब्लम ये आता है, आपको बोल दिया गया है कि आपको ये जो नंबर लेने हैं ये पूरे पॉजिटिव लेने हैं. तो अब आप इसके ऊपर और एक स्ट्रक्चर लगा देते हो एंड दिस स्ट्रक्चर इज नाउ कन्वर्टेड इनटू डायमंड बॉक्स. Okay, the diamond box checks whether A, B and C is greater than 0 or not. If it is there, then we will calculate like this. If it is not there, okay, if it is true, then we are using these statements. If it is false, then we ask the user कि आप please enter positive number. Okay, so this is how you can do the programming. क्लास के बाद कॉल कीजिए. ओके, सो दिस इज स्ट्रक्चर्ड प्रोग्रामिंग. ये पीपीटी में आप लोगों को दूंगा और मेरे ख्याल से मैंने दे दिया है, आई डोंट नो. अब हम बात करते हैं स्टोरेज क्लास की. ओके, सो स्टोरेज क्लास क्या होती हैं, बहुत ही स्पेसिफिक चीजें हैं ये, और इसको हम वन बाय वन डिस्कस कर लेते हैं. देयर आर 4 स्टोरेज क्लासेस. ओके, और ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करती है. इनके अलग अलग प्रॉब्लम्स है, अलग अलग सॉल्यूशंस है. सो लेट मी स्टार्ट विथ स्टोरेज क्लास. दिस इज थर्ड लास्ट टॉपिक ऑफ मॉड्यूल 3. सो मॉड्यूल 3 में ये है स्टोरेज क्लास. स्टोरेज क्लासेस आर यूज्ड टू डिस्क्राइब द फीचर्स ऑफ अ वेरिएबल और फंक्शन. Why variable or a function? Because function also returns something. Function also returns some value. Now come to these features basically include the scope, visibility, and lifetime. Three things are there: scope, visibility, and lifetime. Clear? These are the three things. Scope means what is the scope of particular variable. Visibility means variable कहां से एक्टिवेट हुआ है और वो कहां तक दिखाई देगा. और लाइफ टाइम मतलब वेरिएबल कहां से उसको हमने स्पान किया हुआ है, कहां पर उसको एक्चुअली ये दिखेगा कहां से, और विजिबल कहां से हुआ है. विजिबल कहां से हुआ है? विजिबल मेन प्रोग्राम के बाहर से भी हो सकता है. सो दिस activation of the variable and its span. So this is these features basically include the scope. Up to what scope it will be visible, or it can be used. Visibility means it is visible but it cannot use. It can use at some places. Lifetime, it is visible but you cannot use, and it will be used after certain event. So which help us to trace the existence of particular variable during the runtime of a program. A storage class represents the visibility of a location of a variable. It tells from what part of code we can access a variable. Storage class is used to describe the things like variable scope. This is very difficult. So many noises are there. Okay. So variable scope, location where variable will be stored. Okay. And the initialized value of a variable, lifetime of a variable, and who can access the variable. So this is the thing associated with storage class. There are 4 different storage classes: auto, register, both are almost same, but one uses CPU register and one uses CPU memory. Then extern, and extern is there, and one more class. How do I? Static. So let us discuss each and everything one by one. Thus, a storage class is used to represent information about a variable. Okay, till now we have used integer, float, etc. But we can use this in conjunction with auto, extern, static, and register. And these keywords we have left. A variable is not only associated with data type, but its value, but also storage class. Okay, so it is associated with a storage class also. There are 4 standard storage classes. This table shows different storage classes. Auto, by default, any variable we have created, it is auto. Okay, like I have written it integer or float, it is coming under auto storage class. Okay, the storage type is stack. What do you mean by stack? Stack, it is like a chapati pot where you cook the chapati and put the chapati number 1 at the bottom, chapati number 2 above this, chapati number 3 above this, 4 above this. And if you access chapati, so first accessible chapati is chapati number 4, which is last entered in this stack. So this is known as LIFO organization, last in first out. Okay, so this is was stack. Now come to extern. Extern is coming under data segment. There are different segments of a memory. So there are mainly 4 segments: code segment, data segment, stack segment, and extra segment. So in this stack segment, which variable we are storing? Auto. Okay, now come to data segment. So data segment will store extern and static. Okay, and this code segment will hold the code, our program, and extra segment will hold the string. Okay, So this is how you can use. Now the question may arise, so where we can store this register variable? If auto is stored at stack segment, data segment holds static and external variable, then where do this register variable go? So register variable, this is portion of main memory. Okay, now in CPU, inside that CPU, a portion is called cache memory, and one more portion is there which includes some registers. Okay, registers. So here it will stored in CPU registers. Okay, so this is all about different storage classes. Now come to what is the initial value of any variable declared by auto keyword. So initially some garbage value will be there. Okay. And the scope of such kind of thing is within block. I will show you what do you mean by within block. And its life is up to the end of block. Like we have written integer main, after that integer a. So this a is for this particular block only. Okay. So this is known as within block and up to end of block. Now come to extern. Extern is declared somewhere above this main program, like integer k equals to 19. Okay. So this is above the main program or outside the file also. You can access this from outside the file also. So its scope is global with multiple files. Okay. And the initial value by default compiler sets it to 0 and it will available till the end of program because it will be available before the program and now it will be available after the program also. So this is the external variable. Sometimes what happen, you want to access a variable which is in different file and the value is constant. So that's why we use external variable. Now come to static variable. If you want to create a variable which is static in nature, it means whatever value is there after multiple function call, its value must be static. Like this time 2. If I had incremented this value, now the value is 3. Again, if I am going to use for loop, so the value does not change with this for loop. So this is known as static. It is stored in data segment. Initially, it will be it holds 0 and its scope within the block like auto variable. Only difference is that it is static. It can never be changed. Never be changed means it is not constant. Means once it is changed, again you can change, but it will start from 3. Okay, so I will show you. And the scope and visibility, it is started inside a block and but the visibility is up to end of program. Now register will use the CPU register. It starts with garbage value and the scope is within the block and up to end of the block, and it is fastest. Why we are using register? Because it is fastest kind of, it gives you fastest execution. At the time of invention of C programming language, there was no concept of SSD. Even they don't know SSD will exist or not. Okay. Although ROM was there, ROM is a kind of SSD. So that time the memory was very slow. For this reason, they use register keyword to access registers, CPU registers directly. So auto, it is default storage class. If you are not writing anything, it will automatically holds auto kind of storage. But if you are write extern, it is global variable. Static, it is local variable capable of returning a value even when control is transferred to the function call. So this I want to say that you can never change word is replaced by this word. Okay. Now register, it is a variable which is stored inside a register. And the disadvantage of this register variable is that you cannot access the address of register. So this is a program written for auto variable, and I will explain auto variable after this. I will explain this program only first, okay? And then tomorrow I will explain how auto will work. Here you can see that this is the innermost loop. This is outer loop and this is outermost. Okay, so it will start printing the first one like 3, then after that slash t is given, slash t, and then 2 will be printed, and then 1 will be printed. So this will be the output of this program. Okay, how? Just think it over and capture the screenshot. Tomorrow I will explain all these things. So let me conclude this class. If you have any doubt, you can ask. If you have no doubt, then why you are asking the question? Okay. Any new entry?